Good evening everybody. Welcome back to Swamy Vijay's KVS, NVS as well as EMRS combined class for language competency test English, or you can call it as a general English part under part 6 of EMRS. Language competency is part of KVS and NVS in the part 5. General English is part of part 6 EMRS general English part. Okay, so whoever has joined recently or today, don't worry about anything. I will guide you. All those information which you have not got previous days or in the previous classes, it will be shared to you all. I don't want to waste time for everybody. Otherwise, I could demonstrate. Once I demonstrated how to use the resource materials provided on Google Classroom. So that video I'll share to each and every individual or in the group. So don't worry about the materials. And this is also one of the reasons why I want to close the admissions for KVS and NVS within this week. Because if I start delaying or if you start joining late, then it will be difficult for you to cope or you to understand and adjust to these classes. Okay, as we have only 25 days for EMRS, and if I'm not wrong 57 days approximately for KVS, we cannot slow down things and we cannot delay these things. So whoever joined, to assure you, as speaking all these sentences, don't worry about the previous recording classes. Each and every material, each and every video, each and every CBT was stored properly on Google Classrooms. So with this brief introduction, let us start today's class. These classes are actually 1 hour duration. It may extend to 1.5 hour maximum, but I'll not try to take long classes because for EMRS it is just a qualifying paper, and for language competency it is compulsory, and tier 2 grammar it is compulsory. But let us first clear the first hurdle and then we'll think about the second hurdle. Okay. So let us begin. So question answer sessions directly will ask. I will only read the question and you have to answer to the questions, and in between we will discuss. Yes Prince, KVS exam dates have not been announced, but it is insiders news as we are in part of the system, so we know these things. So that's why I told you approximate CBSC. I don't want to speak all those things in these classes in the recorded version because you know, I know. So we'll discuss those things later on in the WhatsApp group. Okay, friends. Right. Question number 1. Please solve these questions answers using your book and pen. Okay, don't just give random answers. You transform these sentences, you write the right sentence and then select the which option is the correct option. Okay, so for confirmation, let me ask if Vijay Kumar sir is present in the classroom or anybody. Audio, video and screen sharing, everything is going on perfect? Right, fine, thank you. So today is 19th November 2025, and in this class we are going to practice transformation of sentences, in which we are going to practice active and passive voice sentences, direct speech and indirect speech sentences, and degrees of comparison sentences. I'll start with the basics. After completion of the question answer session, I'll start with the kinds of sentences, types of sentences, and then we'll go to the active and passive voice transformation. Then we'll move to the direct and indirect speech transformation, and then we'll go to the degrees of comparison transformation. Yesterday's class we completed simple, complex, compound transformations. Okay, first question. They will have completed the project by next month without any Q question sentence is given. There is no clue, there is no information. Information sentence is not given. Directly the sentence is given and you should identify what is this question is about. It's a transformation of sentence, but what it is about? Is it active voice and passive voice? Is it degrees of comparison? Is it about direct and indirect speech? So such kind of questions may come and you have to prepare for that such kind of questions also. So the first question is they will have completed voice, correct, active and passive voice. They will have completed the project by next month. Now, this is in which voice? First, don't answer to me. I know you are all adults and you are all advanced learners. So that's why I prepared in that way only. But step by step we'll go. Whoever is little slow or whoever has little problem to understand the communication totally in English language, for them I have to slow down and step by step I'll explain. I know you are all adults and you are all teachers of English, not English teachers. Remember always, nobody is English teacher here. If anybody thinks that you are an English teacher, if anybody says that I am an English teacher, you are all completely wrong. You are not an English teacher, you are a teacher of English. You teach English for living, but you are not lived in England to become an English teacher. Okay. First correction for all those postgraduates teachers. You will never become an English teacher. You can never become an English teacher. You can become a teacher of English. Okay. So that is the basic difference. Now this is active and passive voice. So all of you please write down. You have to write down. They will have completed. First set of questions will write and practice. They will have completed the project by next month. Thank you, Prince. That's why people don't like me, or many people don't like me. I speak all these things. They will have completed the project by next month. Okay. So let us analyze this question first. They will have completed the project by next month. Identify the verb in this sentence. What is the verb in this sentence? I'm asking you, what is the verb in this sentence? They will have completed the project by next month. What is the verb? Completed. Okay. So completed is the verb. Fine. Now find out whether it is a transitive verb or intransitive verb, because in one of the previous classes I told you only transitive verbs can be converted into passive voice. If it is a intransitive verb, it cannot be converted. Okay, first step you identified. Step 1, you identified the verb properly. Second step, you identified whether it is a transitive verb or intransitive verb. You understood that it is a transitive verb. So if a transitive verb is given in the active voice, then that sentence can be transformed into the passive voice. So step 1, go with the stepwise only. No, don't directly jump into the finding answers to the questions. It may sometimes lead to overconfidence and to find a wrong answer. Okay, don't be overconfident in these questions. Each and every question you have to treat it with the same sincerity and seriousness. So first step is in active voice and passive voice, identify the verb of that particular sentence. Second one, identify whether the verb is a transitive verb or intransitive verb. Then third one, if the verb is transitive, ask a question to verb what or whom. What or whom. If you ask the question, they will have completed what? What have they completed, or what will have they completed? They will have completed. The question is, ask question to the verb, transitive verb, completed. What? What are they going to complete? The project. Am I right? The project. Please answer to the question. What is, if you ask question what completed, what is the answer? The project comes. Don't answer to the question, Aruna ma'am. Whatever I am asking you, you please answer to those questions. Okay, the project. Now what is the project? Is it object or a complement or adjective or what it is? Is it object? Fine, correct. Now fourth one, I'll repeat again. First step, identify the verb of the sentence. Second, identify whether it is a transitive verb or intransitive verb. Then identify what is the object of the verb. Fine. Fourth step, identify whether it is a direct object or indirect object. Tell me, the project is a direct object or indirect object? Correct, direct object. Correct, fine. So these are the minimum steps you have to psychologically do before you start finding answer to these active voice and passive voice questions. Basic, fundamental, preparation to find an answer to the active voice and passive voice. Don't take it easily, because the way you train your brain regularly, continuously and daily basis help you to process the information in the same manner, and it will do the same thing even in the examination hall also. That's why net practice is equally important to match practice. Okay, so that's why net practice, like cricketers, they do net practice very seriously, like they are playing a real game. Okay, so whoever joined or whoever new, these classes are conducted in English language only. If I start speaking Hindi, then Tamil people ask me to speak in Tamil. If I start speaking in Tamil, then Kannada people will ask me to speak in Kannada. If I start speaking Kannada, then Telugu people will ask to speak me in Telugu. If I start speaking in Telugu, then Andhra Telugu people will ask me to speak in Andhra, what do you call, modulation. Okay, and then if I speak in Andhra modulation, then Telangana people will say that, sir, you have to speak in Telangana modulation. Okay, dialects and all those things. So that's why we speak only here English language. Otherwise, I know these languages. I can speak reasonably good in all these languages. Okay, so please understand, it is only in Hindi. मुझे हिंदी भी आती है, हिंदी में अच्छा से बात भी कर सकता हूँ, शुद्ध हिंदी बात कर सकता हूँ, क्योंकि मैंने नॉर्थ में ही सीखा है. Okay. And Tamil, if I start speaking, you may laugh. Okay, I know few sentences. எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம், எங்கள் பேர் சுவாமி, நல்லா இருக்குது. So like this, if I start speaking, then it will be laughable stock in the classroom. Okay, Kannada barutte. Kannada is mother tongue. Of course, Telugu is also mother tongue. Telugu is father tongue. Kannada is mother tongue. Okay, so my belongs to Andhra Karnataka border area. Okay, so even in Bengali also I can speak little. I can understand Assamese. Then now I start learning Ladakhi. So languages are different, but the concept remains is single. So let us communicate in English only. Okay. Right. Thank you, ma'am. Right. So again, I'll repeat, to find answers to active and passive voice question. Identify the verb. Step 1. Identify whether it is a transitive verb or intransitive verb, because some questions come only this. There will be transformation of sentence. There is no passive voice for those sentences. So you should need not to go for others. Step 1, verb find out. Step 2, transitive or intransitive verb. Then what is the object, whether it is a direct object or indirect object. There ends the preparation. Now if you start doing this one, what is the subject in this sentence? They is the subject in this sentence. Then project is the object of this sentence. Now the verb form, if you see the tense of this verb. First, you have identified the verb, you have identified it is a transitive verb, you have identified the object, and you have identified even whether the object is direct object or indirect object. All those things are done. All those things are done. Now identify the tense of the given verb. Now identify the tense of the given verb. Correct. Is it present perfect tense? Present perfect? No. What is the tense of the verb? Will have completed. Now you have to take that group of verbs. Will have completed. Okay, it is a future perfect tense. Future perfect tense. So fifth step is identify the tense of the verb. Verb actually is completed, but you need to see the tense of the verb. So whether it is present tense, whether it is in the past tense, whether it is in the future tense. So all these steps one by one you have done. Now you identified the subject of the sentence, you identified the verb of the sentence, you identified the object of the sentence, you even identified the tense of the verb in the sentence. Now what is this last part of the sentence? By next month. What it is? What it denotes? By next month. Adverb, correct. So to simple, you need to find out even the adverb of time also. Adverb of time are denoting time words. So these are the different parts of a sentence you need to understand, analyze, and then go ahead with finding answer to these questions. Then what will happen, for each and every question your brain will process the information in these steps, and there will be very less chances for committing an error. Otherwise what happens in examination, you know the sentence, you know the answer, you know perfectly what is the right answer, but what happens, while bubbling you will select another option. This happens, and when after completion of examination, when you come out, then only you will realize. Okay, so all these things we'll discuss at the 2-3 days before examination, those examination tips. Now these steps we completed. So now this sentence is in the future perfect tense. When you transform this sentence from active into passive voice, now what will be the answer? So in exam, if I could remember, if I am right, you cannot carry anything into the examination hall. You cannot even carry a white paper also. There will be no rough paper provided to you. If it is a CBT examination, they will supply you a rough paper where you can scribble, you can write down. But in objective type questions, you cannot do anything. Okay, so what you can do maximum is you have to internalize, you have to internally do those things, memorization, or you have to do internally, or psychological you have to do. Otherwise there is another technique, you can carry pencil, and in the question paper they will give last pages rough work. You must be knowing this. Last pages in the OMR, along with the OMR you will get the question booklet, and along with the question booklet. In that question booklet OMR, at the back side of the OMR you will get the rough space to do. So in that rough space you have to practice these things. Okay, so it will be time taking, I know, but there will be no error if you practice those things. Okay, please don't be overconfident. Now what is actively passive voice and active voice? You need to transform the subject into the place of object and object into the place of subject. So actually what happens, the transformation actually happens to the transitive verb. Now what will be the transitive verb? Will have completed, become in the passive voice. So what is the formula we have? We have the formula be plus V3 plus a conjunction. Generally for assertive sentences we use conjunction by. Now use all these things, whatever I explained to you. Write that sentence in your book and tell me which answer is correct, which answer option is correct. They will have completed the project by next month. So option begins with the project will have been completed. You have to write it. I am also writing in front of you. The project will have been completed by them next month. Okay, this is the answer sentence. So all of you have done correct, but my responsibility to explain the process, the procedure to be followed in the examination hall, so that you can avoid unnecessary errors. Okay, now to make it little complicated, if I write a sentence like this, the project will have been completed by next month by them, is it right or wrong? I'll go back. If I change that into this way, the project will have been completed by next month by them. This is also correct? Right, so both are correct. Whether you can give the adverb of time at the end, generally it comes at the end of the sentence only, adverb of time. Otherwise you can move that into the middle part also. But the rule is adverb of time should come at the end of the sentence. That is the general rule. Okay, let us go to the next one. One question I'll explain, then only it will be good for you and me also. Second question. So we explained active and passive voice. I'll again explain, but these are the question sentences. Now let us understand. Choose the correct indirect speech version of the given sentence. Now what is the indirect speech version given? She said to me, "What a beautiful painting you have made." Now find out the answer. She said to me, "What a beautiful painting you have made." Write down the sentence and do it. Direct speech to indirect speech. Friends, write down these sentences. She said to me, She said to me, what a beautiful painting you have made. What is the answer? She said to me, what a beautiful painting you have made. Okay, Vijay Kumar sir, C. Durga Devi, C. Others all C. Okay. Why can't option A? She exclaimed that I had made a very beautiful painting. She told me what a beautiful. So told me is wrong. Let us eliminate option B. So option B can be eliminated because told to will become exclaimed because it is an exclamatory sentence. But why is only option C is only given correct? Why you are all selecting option C only? Why option C only you are selecting? Why can't option A? Okay, let us go with the elimination method. Option D, let us see. She exclaimed that what a beautiful painting I have made. Option D is also wrong. Option B is also wrong. Option D is also wrong. So I eliminated 2. Option B is wrong. Option D is wrong. Now in between A and C, find out which one is correct sentence. Choose the correct indirect speech version of the given sentence. She exclaimed with wonder that what a beautiful painting I had made is correct, or she exclaimed that I had made a very beautiful painting is correct. Most of you, if I am not wrong, you had fallen into the trap which is set by you, which is set by me. Read it properly. Read it properly. We need to add the reporting verb will become exclaimed. I understand. Everybody can understand. Said to me is a reporting verb that will convert into exclaimed because it is an exclamatory sentence. Fine, up to there, correct. Write down everybody. She exclaimed. E-X-C-L-A-I-M-E-D. Please write down. She exclaimed. Fine, up to there sentences are correct. Option A also she exclaimed. Option C also she exclaimed. Then it comes that in option A, and in option C it comes with wonder. With wonder. Why we have to use with wonder? And then see that one, you remove that word with wonder. She exclaimed that what a beautiful painting I had made. What a beautiful painting I had made. Is it correct sentence? Or she exclaimed that I had made a very beautiful painting. Which one is correct? Between A and C I am asking you. She exclaimed that I had made a very beautiful painting, or she exclaimed with wonder that what a beautiful painting I had made. Think about it. All of you? That's why I told you, practice on paper, go with the general rules of direct speech, indirect speech. Whatever rules we understood, we have to follow it. Otherwise, we all will get confused, even in exam also. All of you practice. She said to me, we don't repeat what again. Okay. She said to me, will become she exclaimed. What a beautiful painting you have made. She exclaimed that I had made a very beautiful painting. Everybody agree with answer option A? Any doubt? Right. So whenever you come across these kind of sentences, be very careful. Don't fall into the trap, because I said the trap of length of the sentence. I know that 99% of the students or candidates who appear in the examination, they blindly believe that if the length of the answer option is long, too long, or in comparison with other options, they believe that that is the right answer option. It may not be like that every time. Okay, so you need to be very careful. The answer to the second question is, she exclaimed that I had made a very beautiful painting. Third question. Right, please write down, then only it will be easy for you. If you go with random process of mind, then you may get confused. Third sentence, Identify the sentence that is grammatically correct and equivalent in meaning to the given one. Very few Indian cities are as crowded as Mumbai. Tell me what is actually, is it active voice, passive voice, or direct speech, indirect speech, or degrees of comparison? What it is? Degrees of comparison. Now second one, see how many cities are here, whether one is compared with another or one is compared with the whole unit of that. What is actually, very few Indian cities are as crowded as Mumbai. So Mumbai is a city, whether it is compared with only one city or more than one city. Mumbai, no, initially, Durga ma'am, rather, Renuka ma'am, whatever questions I am asking you, first answer to those questions. More than one. So what is degrees of comparison? If there is comparison between two things, then there is no superlative degree. If there is comparison between more than two things, then it will be in superlative degree. So that means if there is no comparison, it will be in the positive degree. If there is a comparison between two things, then it will be in the comparative degree. If there is a comparison with one thing with more than two things, then that will be in the superlative degree. So very few Indian cities are as crowded as Mumbai. What is the grammatically correct equivalent in meaning to the given one? What does it mean? Mumbai is more crowded than most other Indian cities, or Mumbai is the most crowded among Indian cities, Mumbai is crowded than any other Indian city, or Mumbai is one of the most crowded Indian cities. Which one is the correct answer option? Very few Indian cities are as crowded as Mumbai. What is the another one? To make it easy, because if I want to give a simple sentence, Prince, tell me, how did you understand that? Prince, unmute your mic and speak. Bolo, Prince.
So very few Indian cities are as crowded as Mumbai. And that means बहुत कम ऐसा सिटीज है इंडिया में जो कि बहुत क्राउडेड है मुंबई जितना.
Thank you.
So Mumbai is.
बताओ Prince.
So Mumbai is one of the most crowded Indian cities. मुंबई मोस्ट क्राउडेड सिटीज में से वन, मतलब एक आधी है, मतलब बहुत.
Thank you. Okay. Prince, find the answer. Some of you also got answer correct, but the confusion here what I made is, instead of asking you to transform this sentence from positive degree into comparative degree or into superlative degree, I just made a question, identify the sentence that is grammatically correct and equivalent in the meaning to the given one. So this kind of maybe not very difficult question, moderate question only, moderate difficulty only, but there is no clue in this sentence. If you don't know the degrees of comparison thoroughly, you cannot understand, because in degrees of comparison there are 5 models are there. If you don't practice those 5 models, it is difficult to understand. Prince.
Sir, option C is superlative, because Mumbai is crowded than any other Indian city, which means Mumbai is the most crowded city in Indian city. So option C will be eliminated. Option A will also be eliminated because than most is incorrect. And Mumbai is the most crowded among Indian. ऐसा कुछ बोल नहीं रहा इसमें, तो डी ही एक सही था.
जब तक आपको 5 मॉडल्स का मतलब unless until you understand the 5 models of degrees of comparison, you cannot figure out which model it is and in which model this sentence is being questioned and what is the superlative degree and what is the comparative degree of this particular sentence. So it is a mixture of all those 5 models and created this simple, maybe simple question. I believe that it is a average question, it is not a difficult question. Okay, so in degrees of comparison, we need to understand that the adjective changes according to the need. If there is no comparison, the adjective remains in the positive degree. If there is a comparison between two things, then the adjective changes into the comparative degree if the comparison with one thing with more than two things, then are the unit of that particular thing, then it will be in the superlative degree. So adjective takes transformation from positive degree to comparative degree to the superlative degree. But technically, according to the grammar, the adjective which is used in positive degree is in the simplest form. The adjective which is used in the comparative degree is in the comparative form. The adjective which is used in the superlative degree is in the superlative form. So these are the forms of the adjective. Like verb we have, forms of verbs we have, kinds of verbs we have, types of verbs we have. So like what, adjective also takes different forms. So the answer to this question number 3, very few Indian cities are as crowded as Mumbai. The answer is option D. Okay, so we practiced one sentence for active and passive voice, one sentence for direct and indirect speech, one sentence for degrees of comparison. Now here afterwards I will not explain anything. We'll quickly complete the remaining questions for practice and then I'll start explanation from my side briefly. So 4th question, you have to answer to me only. Okay, so I'll change the view so that whoever watches this recording afterwards, they may find it clear. Okay, so 4th question, I don't want any explanation from you either side. I also don't explain, you also don't explain. Answer to the question straight. Choose the sentence that is not correctly transformed into the passive voice. Find out. 2 minutes. Whoever has unmuted, please mute your microphone. Let me see. Chandrasekhar. Okay. Give me answer. What is the answer to this question? Because it's multiple combination, 4 sentences, active and passive voice you have to transform. Find out which one is not correct. Okay, Hina ma'am, option D. Okay, option D. Others, please. Option D. Okay, fine. Someone gave the secretary these documents. The secretary was given these documents, correct? They made him tell them everything. He was made to tell them everything, correct? People believe that he is a genius. It is believed that he is a genius. What happened to the last sentence? Whom did you laugh at? Who was laughed at by you? Now, you all identified, some of you identified option D is wrong. Then what is the right answer? Give me text message. Okay, preposition. Okay, Shivkumar sir. I want the right answer, right transformation to this question. Whom did you laugh at? That is a question and it is not properly transformed into the passive voice. Then what is the correct sentence? What is the correct passive form of this sentence? Whom did you laugh at? Send me text message. Whom did you laugh at? Preposition only, but you give me the sentence, Shivkumar sir. What is the right preposition? Instead of by, what should be there? By whom were you laughed at you? Okay, others try. By whom were you laughed at by? Okay, others. What is the right sentence? Who was laughed at you? Whom was laughed at you? I doubt this. Find out this question. What would be the right transformation to this question? Whom did you laugh at? Find out and then you can. Yesterday also I gave you one question at the end of the session that you need to know whether it is right or wrong. What is the other forms of this one? But nobody discussed in the group. Discuss those kind of difficult questions. Okay, this one also write down. Whom did you laugh at? What is the right transformation to this interrogative active voice sentence into passive voice? Okay. By whom were you laughed at by you? Okay, 2 times by comes. Whom were you laughed at you? Okay, check afterwards, check. Next, 5th question. Please write down the questions. By whom were you laughed at you? Right, we'll see, ma'am. Everybody, you can discuss afterwards. Food for thought. Question number 5. Who was laughed at by you? Right, fine. Move to the second question. Next question, 5th question. Select the correct direct speech version of the following indirect speech sentence. Okay, Shivkumar sir, we'll discuss later. And if I go stuck with one single sentence, it takes a lot of time. Okay. Select the correct direct speech version of the following indirect speech sentence. He proposed that they should wait for the verdict. That is a question. 5th question, correct? He proposed that they should wait for the verdict. What is the correct direct speech for in this indirect speech? 5th one. No, Ranjita ma'am. He proposed that they should wait for the direct speech. That is the indirect speech. Now transform into direct. Okay, Shivkumar C. Now, okay, Ranjita ma'am C. He said, let's wait for the verdict. Correct. Let's wait for the verdict because it is an imperative sentence. So that's why here the reporting verb transformed into proposed. He proposed that they should wait for the verdict. Let us wait for the verdict is an imperative sentence. So the answer to the question number 5 is option C. Okay. If those who did not understand, it's simple. I mean simple in the sense like it's not very difficult. He proposed. Proposed means proposed, questioned, asked, requested, all the ordered, all the commanded, all these words gives clue that the sentence must be an imperative sentence. So in all the other sentences, you can see they should wait for the verdict, we should wait for the verdict, you should wait for the verdict. Those are all normal sentences, assertive sentences. But here, let us wait for the verdict is an imperative sentence. So that's why the reporting verb said should be or must be transformed into proposed. So option C. Next question, 6th question. Which of the following is the correct comparative degree form of the sentence? The question sentence is, swimming is one of the most beneficial forms of exercise. The sentence is given in the superlative degree. And what is the comparative degree form of the sentence? Now warm-up activity is done. So you can easily find out or quickly find out these answers. Swimming is one of the most beneficial forms of exercise. What is the comparative form? Hina B. Okay. What about others? Right. B. Aruna B. Ranjita B. Others, those who are passive in the classroom, please be active. You don't be in passive voice. You have to be active voice. There are 17 or 18 candidates are here. Teachers are here. Okay. Option B is correct. Everybody. Now others are not sending. I can see only a few names only always pop up in the text message box. Others are not responding. Don't be passive, be active in the classroom. Okay. Right. Answer is option B. Swimming is more beneficial than most other form of exercise. Okay. And there is another version to this sentence. Can anybody give me another version? No, Renuka ma'am, it's not A. It is not A, Renuka ma'am. It is option B. Option B is the correct one. Now the second question, follow-up question is, can it be written in another form? Swimming is more beneficial than most other forms of exercise. Right. Most other can be even written as many other forms. Okay. Swimming is more beneficial than many other forms of exercise. Okay. Fine. 7th question. What is the active voice form of the sentence? Passive voice is given. Now you have to convert it into active voice. Good news is expected to be received by us evening. Good news is expected to be received by us by evening. What is the active voice form of the sentence? Aruna ma'am A, Shivkumar sir C. Verb is missing. Some of you did not understand. Verb is missing. Verb should be there always. Okay. So option A, Shivkumar sir, you please check once your option C sentence. Something is missing in that sentence. Correct. So answer is option. Others please participate. Participate. Oh, it's okay, Shivkumar sir. We all do mistakes. That is quite common in the learning process. Error is human, forgive is divine. Who said it is? Error is human, forgive is divine. Who said it is? All teachers of English. Let me see, you are English teachers or teachers of English. Error is human, forgive is divine. Who said it? No Shakespeare. Not everything Shakespeare said. No Hamlet. A limped fellow, a crooked fellow said this. Alexander Pope. Narcissist. Okay, let us come back to this question. Good news is expected to be received by us. The verb should be clear. We are expected to receive good news by evening. So in option A and option C, there is only one difference. It is a verb. We are expected to receive good news by evening is the correct answer option. Option A is the correct answer. For the question number 7, answer A. Option A is the correct one. Next, 8th one. Convert the following into indirect speech. The teacher said, Allah, I have lost my watch. Find out. The teacher said, alas, I have lost my watch. Eighth one, okay. Almost all similar sentences. Option D you understood, not correct. Now option A, B, C, all these sentences start with the same kind of words. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, up to sixth word. Up to 6 words. Everything is common. So what type of question it is? No, it will test your patience. It is not a test for your knowledge. This question options test your patience. Whether you read each and every word keenly or not is the fundamental what you call fundamental idea behind framing this question, forming this question. So the teacher exclaimed with sorrow. Everything is said. The teacher exclaimed with sorrow that I have lost my watch. So what is the answer here? The teacher exclaimed with sorrow that he had lost his watch. Option B. So read each and every word till the end. Most of us, what mistake we commit in examination hall is, in hurry we don't read the entire sentence. We don't read all the answer options. So in hurry, what do? We find something is right and we don't go to the next option. It is always suggested, it is always correct to read all the 4 options even though you find the right answer in the option A or B. Don't do that. Even though you know answer option A is correct, but still go to the option B, C, D. Check whether those are all correct or wrong. If they are absolutely wrong, then you select the answer option A. Otherwise, don't be in hurry. Okay. So answer to the question 8 is B. Next, 9th question. Identify the sentence that is not equivalent in meaning to the others. Not, negative question. 3 sentences are equal, 1 is different. Rohan is not as intelligent as his brother. Rohan's brother is more intelligent than he is. Rohan is less intelligent than his brother. Rohan is the least intelligent of the 2 brothers. Which one is not equivalent? 9th question. Check it properly. Okay, Aruna ma'am, D. Aruna ma'am, unmute your mic and tell why did you select option D as correct answer? Good evening, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, good evening,
Sir,
please.
here my intention. Yeah. Rohan is the least intelligent of the 2 brothers. Here, the 2 brothers are, Rohan is compared to 2 brothers. So I think this is because A, B, C options are compared to only one.
The D is compared with two people. That's what I thought this is the right answer.
Correct, ma'am. You thought correct only. The last one is comparison done, but it is used in a wrong way. First, if you see A, B, and C, all these sentences comparison done between two people, Rohan and his brother, Rohan, his brother, Rohan and his brother. But in the option D, it has been compared. Rohan is been compared with more than two brothers. So all three sentences are in the comparative degree, but the sentence option D is in the superlative degree. Right, correct. So others, please watch keenly. I also have prepared these things with a thought, with an idea to test and to prepare a trap, to set a trap for you all. So don't fall in those traps. Okay. Next question, 10th question. Choose the correct indirect speech for the following. He said, I can solve this problem now, but I couldn't a year ago. Mixed tense I gave. Clue also I gave you. Now find out which one is the right answer option. Choose the correct indirect speech for the following. He said, I can solve this problem now, but I couldn't a year ago. What is the right answer option? A, B, C, D. Okay, Ranjita Aure B. Okay, Vijay Kumar sir B, Shiv Kumar sir B. Okay, B. If I had not given you that clue, you must be thinking a lot. Okay, fine. It's a mixed tense. Only B. Okay. He said that he could solve the problem then, but he couldn't a year before. Right. Okay, right. Fine. Fine. Correct. Everybody got it. So I will not give clue to this next clue to the next sentence. Okay. Choose the correct indirect speech version of the given sentence. Interrogative sentences. Find out. Choose the correct indirect speech version of the given sentence. He asked me, when will the next train arrive? Find out which one is the right indirect speech. Okay. Prince option A. He asked me when the next train would arrive. Others respond, he asked me when the next train would arrive. So what is the simple logic or one simple rule we have to remember always is, an interrogative question in a direct speech sentence will become an assertive sentence or normal sentence in an indirect speech. That is the first thing. He asked me when will the next train arrive is an interrogative sentence in direct speech. Reported speech sentence will turn into or transform into an assertive sentence in the indirect speech. So he asked me, then what is the next one? A question sentence will transform into a positive sentence. Then what will happen? When the next train would arrive. Though it is the question, but the sentence form has been changed from interrogative to a normal positive sentence. So he asked me when the next train would arrive. If you think an interrogative sentence will also take an interrogative form or a question form in the indirect speech, then most of you may go with the option B. He asked me when will the next train come. But that is not the right rule to transform a sentence from direct speech into indirect speech if the direct speech reported speech is an interrogative sentence. Right. Last one. Select the correct passive voice form of the following sentence. Interrogative sentence again for passive voice and active voice. Did the manager approve the plan? Was the plan approved by the manager? Did the plan approved by the manager? Was the plan approved by the manager? Did the plan get approved by the manager? Why can't be option C? Why all you selected option A? Was the plan approved by the manager is correct, or was the plan approved by the manager is correct? Correct, Hina ma'am. Always the passive voice takes V3 form of the verb. So V1 is there in the C option, whereas in option A it is V3 form. Okay. So these are the sentences for our practice. Now it is how much time? It is 7:54. So I will briefly revise or I will briefly explain the same concepts. Transformation of sentences, active voice into passive voice, and then degrees of comparison and direct and indirect speech, not in an elaborative manner because all these videos are readily available in Google Classroom, so you can easily I mean, like in the coming classes, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and even on Friday, Sunday, Saturday also, you can watch. I'll post those videos on regular basis. But for our convenience, let me revise once so that we will understand. So I'll stop sharing using my laptop. I will log in using my iPad. So where are my Wi-Fi? I have to connect. Bluetooth I have to connect. Okay. And then I will join using the link. Okay. So yesterday it wasted 5 minutes, but today it won't be happening again. Okay, got it. Share screen. Okay, Renuka ma'am. Okay, so you all can see the screen, correct? Okay, so let me unpin myself from the screen. Okay, right. It is in full screen, so I have to move this. Let me go with the new one. Okay, so this pencil is not connected. Connected. Okay. So basics only I'll revise. I don't teach anything advanced here. Basics only, so that one revision will happen properly here. So under transformation of sentences, under transformation of sentences, we have to understand, we have to learn active voice into passive voice, or vice versa, passive voice into active voice. Then second one, we have to understand direct speech to indirect speech, and indirect speech to direct speech. Then third one is we should know different models in degrees of comparison. Okay, so according to my knowledge, there are 5 different models we have to learn, and we should know how to transform those sentences from one positive to positive degree to comparative degree to superlative degree. Then last one is simple, complex and compound sentence transformation. That means simple to complex, or complex to simple, or simple to compound, and compound to complex. So yesterday we practiced, so this fourth part we don't do. We'll go with the active, passive, direct and indirect speech, degrees of comparison. Okay, so now in active and passive voice, I suppose we all discussed these topics before also, so let me just go straight away with the explanation of one sentence for each category. Rahul made a meal. Okay, meal nahi. Rahul made a painting for her. Rahul made a paint. Wait a minute, I'll write properly. Rahul made a painting. Rahul made a painting for his girlfriend. Okay. Rahul made a painting for his girlfriend. Now this is in the active voice. This sentence is in the active voice. Any confusion whether it is in active or passive? It is in active voice. Rahul made a painting for his girlfriend. Now in this, what is the verb? What is the verb? Painting is not verb. Got it. I was expecting this answer. Somebody will give me answer painting. Why painting is not a verb? Painting is also verb, correct? No, in a normal scenario, everybody, in normal scenario, painting is also a verb, gerund or something, but it is also considered as a verb. Painting, action is going on, correct? Painting, he is painting. Okay, painting is going on. So don't think that ing forms always become verbs. Here in this sentence, what is the verb? First step I told you. What is the verb? It is made. Correct? Everybody agree? What is the verb in this sentence? It's a made. Don't expect Rama killed Ravana. All those sentences won't come. These kind of sentences may come, or these kind of sentences come. So now you will get confused with painting. The moment you get confused with painting, there ends your job. You cannot do anything further. Step 1, identify what is the verb in the given sentence. Second one, identify whether it is a transitive verb or intransitive verb. Whether it's a transitive or intransitive. For that we will ask question what to the verb and whom to the verb. Okay, so Rahul made what? It's a transitive verb. Rahul made what? He made a painting. So a painting is an object. Okay, so Rahul is the subject, made is the verb, and we identified that this verb is a transitive verb because when you pose a question what to this verb made, the answer comes painting. But there is remaining part of the sentence is also there. No, we can't leave the sentence like that. So then we'll ask Rahul made what? A painting. Rahul made whom? Rahul made that painting for whom? Rahul made painting for whom? Answer. No sister, it is girlfriend sir here. Don't change girlfriend to sister. Okay, girlfriend. Okay, so Rahul made this painting for whom? For his girlfriend too. So answer to this question, girlfriend is also object. Is also object. Okay. Rahul made what? A painting for whom? Girlfriend. Okay. Now there are two more words are left. For is a preposition. Will come that. For is a preposition. What is his here? What is his here? Pronoun, correct? His, what is his? Pronoun. It's a pronoun. Now, when you identified each and every word in this sentence, now you identified that it has two objects. One is direct object, another one is indirect object. What is direct object? Whenever the answer comes to the question what, those objects are direct objects. Whenever the answer comes to whom, person, those are indirect objects. Now this sentence active voice can be transformed into passive voice in two different ways. Two different forms we can generate for this sentence in passive voice. But how do we transform this active voice sentence into passive voice? The formula, universal formula is, when you transform an active voice sentence into passive voice, we have to take one be form, then V3 form of the verb, and then we have to use conjunction. Generally we use the conjunction by in assertive sentence, mostly even in imperative sentence also, or even in exclamatory sentence also, except in interrogative sentence. Okay, or sometimes in imperative sentence also. So generally what is the formula for this? One be form will take, V3 verb will take, and one conjunction will take. So V3 is actually past participle. What is be here? It is conjunction. So this is the formula. Now use this formula and give me the passive voice sentence starting with direct object. What is the passive voice sentence for this active voice with a painting was made for his girlfriend by Rahul, or right, I can see. Others also please. A painting. Start answering. Start answering. You need to send text message. A painting was made by Rahul for his girlfriend. Possessive adjective. Possessive adjectives can also be considered as pronouns sometimes. Okay, adjectives, possessive adjectives are there. Possessive pronouns, possessive adjectives. Prince, a painting was made by Rahul for his girlfriend. It's a passive voice. Next, use indirect object and write. A painting was made for his girlfriend by Rahul. A painting. Okay, I want from indirect object. How can you write? We have used direct object here. A painting was made by Rahul for his girlfriend. Now write a sentence, passive form of this sentence, starting with indirect object. Can we begin? A girlfriend was made painting. Can we begin like that? What is the another form of this sentence? What is the another form for this sentence with indirect object? All of you start answering. Send answer. What is the passive form of this sentence using indirect object? Because two forms we can write, correct? Rahul made a painting for his girlfriend, one sentence. A painting was made by Rahul for his girlfriend is passive voice. What is another form of the sentence? Because two objects are there. His girlfriend made a painting by Rahul. How do you write? Rahul's girlfriend. Rahul's girlfriend. A painting was made for his girlfriend by Rahul. Rahul's girlfriend was made a painting by Rahul. We can't write like that. It should be like in this one. A painting was made. A painting was made for his girlfriend by Rahul. It's also passive voice. Rahul's girlfriend was made a painting by Rahul. Right. Okay. So don't get confused. Even though the indirect object is there. Right. That additional info. So even though there is indirect object, we cannot straight away start with the indirect object. Only that sentence should be changed. A painting was made by Rahul for his girlfriend is one form of passive voice. A painting was made for his girlfriend by Rahul is another form of sentence. So if you try with girlfriend, how can you start with girlfriend, Hina ma'am? How can you start?
That's what, sir. Can't we? Why shouldn't we, sir?
How can you form a meaningful passive voice? Because when you transform a sentence from active into passive voice, two things to be taken care always. One, meaning should remain same. Meaning should remain same. And the second one is tense should remain same. How do you transform? Girlfriend by Rahul made a painting by Rahul. How do we transform?
No, we can't.
We can't. Okay, so these kind of sentences are confusing and these kind of sentences may come in examination hall. So only one I practiced in front of you to make you understand the difficulty levels of these type of questions. Straight away if they give you girlfriend, don't get confused. We cannot start indirect object in these kind of sentences directly. So one active and passive voice we practiced. Then we'll go to the direct and indirect speech. Okay, one direct and indirect speech will say. I'll write like this. Sita said to Geeta. Sita said to Geeta, inverted comma begin, Rita will be marrying. Spelling I think correct. M-A-R-R-I-N-G. Please check spelling. Sita said to Geeta, Rita will be marrying. Sita, Geeta, Rita. Sita, Geeta, Rita. Okay. Sita said to Geeta, Rita will be marrying Prita next year. Okay. Prita is a girl. Rita is a girl. It's a lesbian marriage. Okay. Don't ask me questions. Okay. Sita said to Geeta, Rita will be marrying Prita next year. Now, how to transform these kind of sentences? Sita said to Geeta. Okay, let me begin for rhyming but confusing also. No, Prita, whether it is man or a woman, how do you know? Without giving a clue. So now in this sentence, it is a direct speech sentence. Let me slow down. I'll explain step by step. So when you read this kind of sentences, you need to identify this is part of one sentence. It has two parts. This sentence has two parts, and this part of the sentence is called reporting sentence. It is called reporting sentence, and this part of sentence is called reported speech. Don't marry them enough very quickly. Please let us wait. We'll check whether they are suitable for marriage or not. So it is reporting sentence is this type. This is first part of sentence. This is second part of sentence. So first part of sentence is called reporting sentence. Second part of sentence is called reported speech. Okay, this is second part of the sentence. Now the tense of the reported speech, direct speech, changes into indirect speech depending upon two or three reasons. First one, if you see this said to, it is called reporting verb. What it is called? It is called reporting verb. If the reporting verb is in past tense, said is in past tense, correct? If the reporting verb is in past tense, all the present tenses of the reported speech will convert into the corresponding past tenses. The rule you must be knowing. If the reporting verb in the reporting sentence is in the past tense, all the present tenses of the reported speech will be converted into the corresponding past tense. That means simple present tense of reported speech transform into the simple past, present continuous transform into past continuous, present perfect converted into past perfect, present perfect continuous tense converts into past perfect continuous tense. Simple future also converts into the simple past, if I am not wrong. Okay, that is the first rule. So everything depends upon the reporting verb. So check the reporting verb properly, whether it is in the present tense or is in the past tense. If it is in past tense, then you have to convert the present tense reported speech into the corresponding past tense. Okay, now here in this sentence, Sita is a subject and Geeta is the object. So Sita said to whom? Geeta, right? Then here in this sentence you see Rita will be marrying Prata next year. So here also Rita is a subject, will be marrying is the verb, will be marrying is the verb, will be marrying is the verb, and whom she is going to marry? Prata. So Prata is the object and next year is the adverb of time. So each and every word, if you analyze, dissect and find out what it actually, half of the problem is solved here. Now we'll transform this sentence or convert this sentence from direct speech into indirect speech. Now what happens to this said to Geeta? Sita told Geeta, and we need to use a conjunction that. Okay, now what will happen to the next part of the sentence? Sita told Geeta that Rita, tell me, Sita told Geeta that Rita would be marrying Prita. What will happen next year? Will it remain next year or it will become something else? Adverb of time. Sita told Geeta that Rita would be marrying Prita. Next year becomes what? The following year. The following year. Any confusion? Only one sentence analyzed. Whenever you get this kind of complicated sentence or grammatically little difficult sentences in examination hall, analyze each and every word of the particular sentence given. Half of that headache is over. Though it will take 30 seconds extra, but you understood what is actually in the sentence. Then it will be easy for you to transform the sentence from direct to indirect speech. Okay. So it is indirect speech. Now what are the other rules? The words which express nearness in direct speech will express farness in the indirect speech. So all this, today will become that day, now will become then. So all those rules we have to learn. So it is 8:15. I will take 10 or 15 more minutes and we will practice degrees of comparison. Shall I continue? Okay. So we'll practice degrees of comparison. Okay. So according to my knowledge, there are 5 different models we have to practice. And if you don't understand these models in a particular sequence, then those sentence structures will always create confusion. So let me also keep book by my side so that I will not get confused. In case I get confused, I will refer to my book. Okay. So first model we'll practice. Out of 5 models, let us practice the first model. What is the first model? America is the the basics. If you want, I'll explain 1 minute. Let me explain the basics also. So in degrees of comparison, what actually happens is the transformation or the change of the adjective happens. Okay. For example, rich is an adjective which is in the positive degree or in the simplest form of an adjective. And if it is to be used in comparative degree, then it will become richer. So richer is used in the comparative degree, or it is in a comparative form of adjective. When two things are compared, with one thing is compared with another thing, then we have to use the comparative degree. And when one thing is compared with more than one, so 1 plus, then we have to use the superlative degree. So what is the superlative degree form of rich? It will become richest. And in the front of the superlative degree, we have to use the definite article the. This is a basic. Now using this, we have to understand there are 5 models in degrees of comparison, and the first model I am writing. I will write America is the richest country in the world. So now this is in the positive degree because this is in the superlative degree. The reason is America is being compared with more than one country in the world. America is the richest country in the world. So we declared that America is the richest. Now what is the comparative form of this word? Now don't give me just the one RSH is richest. Now give me the comparative form of this sentence. What is the comparative form of this sentence? America is the richest. Comparative form of this sentence. All of you write. America is richer than any other country in the world. Others also please practice. I know you know, but we should know each other, that we all know. Okay. Okay, I'll write. America is richer than any other. Okay. America is richer than any other country in the world. America is richer than any other country in the world is the comparative degree. So richer is used here in the comparative form. What is the positive degree or positive form of this sentence? Superlative degree, comparative degree. What is the positive degree form of this sentence? Start ready. What is the positive degree form of this sentence? No other country in the world is as rich as America. It is the positive degree. So now here we have used rich. No other country in the world is as rich as America. Fine. Again the same rule is you should not change. You should not change the tense of the given sentence. You should not change the meaning of the given sentence in all three forms. Anand Gopal, you raised your hand. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Hina ma'am, you raised your hand. Any doubt?
Yes, sir. Sir, I had a doubt like no other country in the world is as rich as America. So we changed it like any in comparative form. 1 minute, sir. Comparative form. Any other countries or any other countries, sir?
This is the perfect answer. Those who are friends send that information is also correct. You listen to other models also, then you'll understand the difference. Hina. Okay?
Okay, okay.
So
Okay,
this is
sir.
the
Thank you,
first
sir.
model, absolute truth model. That means here we declare that America is the richest country in the world. Absolute truth. Okay. Second model will go. What is the second model in degrees of comparison? America is one of the richest. America is one of the richest countries. COUNTRIES. America is one of the richest countries in the world. In the world. If you want me to explain, I'll explain. Here, America is the richest country in the world is an absolute truth. There is no contradiction. There is no doubt about it. But here we say America is one of the richest countries in the world. That means there are other countries also equal to America. So in this, the second model, now what is the comparative form of this sentence? America, write down all of you. America is, welcome ma'am, write down please. America is richer than many other, or you can write most other. America is richer than many other or most other countries in the world. It is the comparative form. You can use many other or most other. Both are correct. Okay. America is richer than many other countries in the world. All of you? No, not any other. Any other comes in the model number 1. Any other comes in the model number 1. Most other, many other come in the model number 2. You have to practice. Okay, then only you will not get confused. Okay, so America is one of the richest countries in the world. America is richer than many other or most other countries in the world. Okay, Snehalatama. Now, what is the positive degree of this sentence? How do you write the positive degree? Right. Positive degree. Very few countries, COUNTRIS, very few countries in the world. What is the verb form here? Very few countries in the world are. Sometimes they give you is to test your knowledge. Very few countries in the world are as rich as America. Is in the positive degree. Very few countries in the world are as rich as America. That is the positive degree. Okay. So what is this second model difference with the first model? First model, it is absolute truth. There is no doubt about America is richest country. But in the second model, of course, there are some other countries. So that is why we have to transform this sentence in the same meaningful way. We cannot change the meaning of the sentence. We cannot change the tense of the given sentence. Okay. This is the model number 1 and model number 2. Now let us go to the model number 3, negative model. America is not the richest country, country, country in the world. Superlative degree. It's a negative model. You can write down it is a negative model. America is not the richest country in the world, we have written. Now what is the comparative form of this sentence? What is the comparative form? America is not the richest country in the world. So what is the comparative degree form? America is not richer than what is next one? In the first model, any other. In the second model, many other or most other. Now in the third model, what comes? America is not richer than some other countries. It's plural form. America is not richer than some other countries in the world. Some other countries in the world. It is comparative degree. Some other countries in the world. Plural form, you have to remember. Now what is the positive degree of this sentence? Some other countries, some other countries, plural countries, some other countries in the world, some other countries in the world are at least as rich as America. This is the positive degree. This is the positive degree. Some other countries in the world are at least as rich as America. This sentence can be written even in other way also. Some other countries are at least as rich as America in the world. Can we write like that? Some other countries are at least as rich as America in the world. Can we write like that? Right, fine. So 3 models are there. In these 3 models, the superlative degree is there because one thing is compared with the more than one thing or more than 2. So that is the reason why superlative degree is being used. Let us go to the model number 4. America is richer than China. Now it is in comparative degree because there are only 2 things are being compared, America with China. So there is no superlative degree. Now what is the positive degree form of this sentence? America is richer than China. How do you convert it? China, write down. America is richer than China. How do you write this one? We'll complete within 2 minutes. China, no, answer. China, yeah, correct. China is not as rich as America. China is not as rich as America. Fine. Last model. China is not as rich as America. Fine. Last model. America is not richer than China. Comparative degree. What is the positive form of this sentence? What is the positive degree? America is not richer than China. America is not richer than China. America is not richer than China. Answer to this question. What is this form? America is not richer than China. All of you feeling tired? Exactly. I expected exactly the same answer. Aruna ma'am, you fall into the trap. You fell into the trap. How can you use richer again in positive degree? Huh? America is not richer than China. America is not richer than China. You check your text message, Aruna ma'am. China is richer than America, you have written. How come positive degree has richer? Right. So check answers, because this is the normal confusion, common confusion with everybody. We'll just change positive into negative, negative into positive. Okay. All right. So what is the answer to this last model is China is as rich as America. So this is the positive degree of this sentence. Okay. So in haste, in hurry, we do like that. Okay. Don't do that. So let me explain once again. According to my understanding, according to my knowledge, there are 5 models in degrees of comparison. Correct, Durga Devi. 5 models are there. First model is absolute truth model. Second model is again in superlative degree, but there is a doubtful. Third model is negative model. Fourth one is only comparison between 2 things. Okay. So these are the 5 models we have to practice. These are not actually difficult questions. Even to me also sometimes I forget the sentence structure in the classroom. That means which model sentence structure we need to understand it clearly. We need to practice it so that once you identify the model number of the question, you should understand, you should recollect what is the sentence structure of the other forms. Like if it is the richest country, then it should be any other in the comparative degree. I'll explain here, ma'am, not an issue, and no other. So these are the combinations. If it is in the model number 1, you should understand that you should recollect the model number 1 sentence structures. Accordingly, you have to write. Second model is also one of the countries, richest countries. So this again, it's not an absolute truth. Third model, Hina ma'am, it is a negative model of the first model. What is the first model says? America is the richest country in the world. Exactly opposite we are speaking. America is not the richest country in the world. Everybody understand, whoever find little confusion, here there is no problem with grammatical understanding. Here the problems here the problem which comes is remembering these sentence structures. If it is model number 1, you have to follow this model structures. Say model number 2, this is the model structures. This is the negative, means these are the sentence structures. If you remember, in the negative sentence it comes some other, in the comparative degree, and in the positive degree it starts with some other. You can easily find the right answer option in the examination. It is not about the sentence transformation problem, it is about the recollection problem in the examination. What is your doubt, Hina ma'am?
No, sir, I could not understand some other and at least use of those. Later, I recollected you said during determiners, some will be for positive and any will be for negative. And in the same case here, not is already negative. We need not use any here, so we can use some. So I could analyze like that. Thank you, sir.
Grammatical analysis you have done. In examination point of view, whatever you have done is correct. But to find out answer quickly, recollection of these different structures is important. If you can recollect quickly in the examination hall, okay, this is this model, so this structure has to be in this way, you can easily find out. The way you found also correct, Hina ma'am. Okay, so this is about today's class. We practiced 12 questions of from active and passive voice, direct speech, indirect speech, degrees of comparison, and I explained only one sentence for each topic, how to transform an active voice sentence into passive voice, and degrees of comparison, 5 models, and then direct and indirect speech. So today is Wednesday. tomorrow, that means Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll release videos, one in morning and one in evening with the CBTs. And tomorrow I'll take class for Telangana DSC and TET candidates. Friday I'll take class for AP DSC and TET candidates. And Saturday I'll see if I want to teach anything, or if I want to complete anything, or if I want to interact with you, then on Saturday I'll take class for KVS, NVS, EMRS, language competency or general English. Otherwise you have 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, to prepare for Sunday weekend examination. Okay, so let me stop the recording, because last time I told you that I'll follow this week's schedule very clearly without any confusion.